Hi YouTube! Welcome back to Inktober. This is day 2 of the daily drawing challenge. Today I decided to draw an old character of mine from high school. So first off, I started sketching with my Prismacolor Verithin Crimson Red pencil. I sketched out a lot of poses in my sketchbook before I started, and then usually when I first start out sketching, I do a really rough kind of stick figure just to get the gesture down. I actually messed up on the first one. I didn't like how the proportions of his face turned out, so I started over. I had a lot of trouble with this sketch because I usually don't draw guys very often, so it was a little tough to get something down that I was satisfied with. I had his arm coming up to hold the broom with both hands, but with his hat and that, he kind of looked like a boater, like he was rowing. So I put one of his arms down and I changed his hat a little bit. Alright, and then once I'm satisfied with the sketch, I start doing a really light ink wash. I add some water to my palette and put like 1 drop of ink. And I begin blocking in all of the shaded areas. And I gradually work to darker tones with different layers of the same watered down ink, and then I start adding more of the black ink to it to make it darker. So this character is one that I came up with at the end of high school before I started art school. He usually looks really somber and kind of depressed and exhausted a little bit. I guess he's a witch or a warlock, and he wanders around this forest looking for herbs and gems, and he makes friends with the fox who follows him around. But living in the forest is a minotaur, and it follows him along with all of these other little creatures that just watch him. And so far in every drawing, he has no idea that anything's watching him, so it's always a little bit creepy. And you can see those drawings right here. So I haven't drawn him in about 4 years, and I haven't even drawn a male character in a really long time, so I'm super rusty. And I started adding some tattoos of his. I put a creepy fox on his neck. I add some flowers and a test tube on his arm. And then now I'm going to start inking. Here I'm using a Speedball nib and a nib holder. I decided to do hatching in this drawing. I haven't done hatching in a really long time. I actually used to my style was completely just hatching and black and white when I was in high school, so this really felt like I was drawing something in my old style. It was really weird. It's so much fun hatching, and I actually miss it a lot, so I might start doing that again, probably just for Inktober. Hatching is a little bit different from cross hatching. When I hatch, I usually just go in one direction with parallel lines, and I turn them sometimes, but I don't overlap them, and that's what cross hatching is when you have pretty much little X's everywhere, or the parallel lines cross over each other. So I did a lot better today with my dip pen and the ink. I used a different nib this time, so that may have been why it was blobbing up last time. And I put some witchy things in his pocket, a test tube and some herbs, and I actually put 2 incense sticks just for the sake of having smoke in the drawing, because it's a design choice. It's not really a practical choice. But I hate adding smoke if I don't have a reason, so. While I was editing the video, I realized I didn't really like how it turned out, so I went back and I added a background in this part. Most of my paintings of him, he's in the forest, so I thought, why not just add some trees in the background and some creepy eyes watching him. And here I played a lot with contrast, so I made sure that the character, him in the foreground, fades to black at the bottom, so the base is very dark and it fades upward. And then the background, I made sure that it was the opposite, so the dark areas were on the top and the lighter areas were on the bottom, kind of as if it was foggy in the forest. So it adds a lot of contrast and interest to the positive and negative space in this illustration. I had so much fun drawing this one. I think I really need to practice drawing guys more often, so maybe you guys will see a lot more of them in this Inktober challenge. And here's the finished drawing. Thank you guys for watching. I hope you liked this piece, and I hope you're all having fun with Inktober. Alright, and that's about it. Bye guys!